I got this month's or this week's Watchtower magazine, and this is a Jehovah's Witness publication, and obviously it's entitled "The Man Who Changed the World." And I was flipping through it so I could understand what's being taught, what's being said here. And I don't necessarily advise everybody to do this, but I flipped through it, and I happened on this one page, and it says, "Our readers ask," as you can read it, "Is Jesus the Archangel Michael?" Let me read the very first sentence. Simply put, or put simply, the answer is yes. The custom of being called by more than one name is common in many cultures. The same situation occurs with names in the Bible. And then they're going to give some examples of how different people are named different things. Like Jacob was changed to Israel, Peter, whose name was changed from Simon. And they talk about Daniel chapter 10. And it says that Daniel 10 is a good scripture. So let's really quickly turn to Daniel 10 and see if Jesus is articulated in that chapter to be the angel Michael. And let me jump down to verse 13, because this is when another angel was trying to bring Daniel the word from God, and Daniel wasn't getting that word for 21 days, but he continued to fast and to press and to pray, even though he didn't know when God was going to manifest this thing. But the angel that was coming to bring him the word was held up by the prince of Persia, or the principality or chief demon spirit over the land of Persia. And then this angel said that he had to call Michael to help him. Now listen to what he says in verse 13. "But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, or 21 days. But lo, Michael, of one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia." So he's saying that Michael here is one of the chief princes. He doesn't say he's the chief prince. He doesn't say he's the only chief prince. He says he's one of the chief princes. Now, that clearly tells us that Michael is just one of other chief princes. And then they go over to Daniel chapter 12, where Michael is going to stand up on behalf of your people, as it said. What people was he talking about? Well, who were Daniel's people? The Hebrews, the Israelites. Those were Daniel's people. So that's who he was saying is going to stand up on behalf of. All right, then they go over to Jude chapter 1, and then we're looking at verse 9. Jude only has one chapter, but Jude, verse 9. It says, "Yet Michael, the archangel," which means chief angel, "when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not or dared not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuke you." So this is saying that Michael, the archangel, when he was fighting with the devil over Moses' body, apparently God had sent Michael to bury Moses, to put his body away in a tomb. And the devil wanted to take possession of Moses' body. Can you imagine what he would have done with that? And so it says that Michael didn't accuse Satan. He didn't come at Satan himself. All he said was, "The Lord rebuke you." So a spiritual creature said, "The Lord rebukes another spiritual creature," that being the devil. So here it is. You see Michael, whose name is a question. His name means who is like God. Michael's name means who is like God. Couldn't thwart the devil with his own authority nor power, but thwarted the devil's authority with the authority of the Lord. That's very key. So they're saying that Michael is Jesus Christ, and Michael, very clearly in the scriptures we referenced, is one of the chief angels. He's also an angel who does not operate on his own authority. And so some people may say, well, that's Jesus. Jesus doesn't operate on his own authority. Well, that's true. Jesus operates on the authority of his Father. So Jesus obeys the authority of his Father. Now, let's look at a couple scriptures, because I want to read the last paragraph of this, and then we're going to look at a couple scriptures to explain this whole doctrine.